So if you're here for if you have been here before, this presentation is going to look remarkably familiar. If you haven't, this is a great way to get involved in the community. So here to talk to you today about the Wi-Fi Pros Slack. The Wi-Fi Pros Slack is a Slack group that has been founded and run by the following people on the screen. Myself. May is not here, of course, right now. Is Phil Morgan in the crowd anywhere? Probably not. Rough night last night, apparently. Anyway, these are the folks who admin the Wi-Fi Pros Slack. We act as a point of escalation, and we can help get you invited and the things along those lines. But first things first, what the heck is Slack? And so if you the official definition, I think, is pulled from their website. It's a collaboration tool. If you're over 40, it's what IRC used to be. So, right? It's a collaboration platform with clients available for basically every single device you could possibly want to think about. And it allows us to have unencumbered conversations, right? It allows us to actually engage with people in a more thoughtful fashion, I believe, other than some of the other social media solutions. It's sorted by way of channels. We try and keep the channels reasonably topical. So you can opt into a channel, hopefully, to go talk about and discuss a particular thing. We like to think it's reasonably logically well laid out. Why did we do this? Well, May and I were talking one year after all the bickering on Twitter started about all this vendor-on-vendor violence, and we realized that this whole 140 character, 280 character limitation sucked. And it would be much better if we just had a place for people to go sit and talk virtually, and so we made it. And so that's what we have today. What makes it so special? Well, not to put too fine a point on it, but all of you. Right? It's filled with Wi-Fi professionals. You can go and you can ask dang near anything, and invariably somebody's going to be there who wants to talk to you about it. It's a great way to stay connected after these events. And who can join? Who can join? Everybody can join. If you are a Wi-Fi professional, if you self-qualify as a Wi-Fi professional, we want you in there. Whether you're contributing or whether you're reading and lurking, kind of doesn't matter, but we feel like it's a great place for us all to sort of get together and hang out. So, some interesting stats. The group has been around since, when did we found? In 2018. And so you can see we've got a pretty steady growth as far as usage of the platform is concerned. We've got a reasonably large number of users, over 1,700 self-qualified Wi-Fi professionals hang out there. So it feels like it's a good group. This is our weekly active users from 2017 to last year. The reason I didn't get this year's stats is because Slack has stopped giving us lifetime stats for the entire group, so this is basically probably one of the last usage stats that we get to see. So you can see number of weekly users, and I'd like to highlight that there's a couple of dips that we see here, just from a trending perspective. These are the year-end dips, right? The last year of the month, or the last week of the year, rather, where people just sort of go away. Then there's some other dips, or peaks here. These are the WLPC peaks. Where we have folks that come and sign up because of events like this, where I say, hey, come sign up and you get to go. Not sure what happened, there in the, where is it at? I don't know what year that is, but there was clearly no peak, so it's COVID. We didn't have a WLPC, so that's what you get. Where people are reading, just some interesting stats as far as how people are using the Slack group and where messages are being sent. These are private messages versus channel messages and the like. How can I join? We don't like proxy invites, which means if you send me hey, will you invite my buddy, I'm probably going to decline it. We want to make sure that everybody who is invited has had some manner of communication with the admins. The only exception to that is this week, where we will allow you to self-join up here in just a few moments. You can directly contact any one of us, May, myself, or Phil, by way of email or by way of DM, or hit me up in the hallway if you really feel like you need to. This is the information we would like you to share. If you want to invite a coworker, these are the contact information details we would like you to be spreading out. Please don't tweet the next information. This is for WLPC attendees only. That is that there is a tiny URL here that if you would like to go to, you can self-sign up. Or, there you go. When you sign up, it's going to say use your work email address. We wouldn't recommend you use your work email address. people change jobs, I would recommend you use a personal email address. That way, in case you change jobs, you can continue to have your persona. QR code as well for the URL. Haha, just kidding. No, I'll throw it back up here in a second. So QR code should take you to that tiny URL, and you should be able to self-register. I think the link will be open for about a day or so. So you probably want to get on that if you are not yet part of the Slack group. We do have some rules of engagement. Don't be a dick rules. All right. Please be conscientious about the people around you. Please don't pick fights. Right. Vendors, there are a handful of vendor channels. If you go into a vendor channel, vendors usually lurk there. We try and keep them non-commercial channels. Just don't be surprised if you roll into the Cisco channel and you start beating up on Cisco. Invariably, somebody from Cisco is going to be in there and say, "Hey, let's have a chat." So be aware, there are some vendor channels and there are a bunch of vendor people in there as well. Once again, there's the QR code in case you missed it the first time. Happy slacking.